Tonight, we are not dreaming of knights in shining armor or princesses in golden towers. No. Tonight, we are slipping into the smoky, flea-ridden world of the sick, the dying, and the desperate. This is a story about medicine in the Middle Ages. Medicine so terrifying that sometimes the cure killed you faster than the disease. Remedies so bizarre that you'd almost prefer the plague. And doctors so expensive you might wish you'd just stayed home with your fleas. Now, before we begin, do what peasants couldn't do. Hit the like button, subscribe, and comment where you're watching from. Because unlike medieval peasants, you actually have a voice, and I want to hear it. So, lay back, tuck yourself under your modern, flea-free blanket, and let me take you back to a time when even a splinter could kill you. To understand medieval medicine, you have to understand the theory of the four humors. Picture this. Inside your body are four liquids, like ingredients in a gross medieval soup. Blood, phlegm, yellow bile, black bile. Too much blood, you're hot-headed, feverish. Too much phlegm, you're lazy, sluggish. Too much yellow bile, angry. Too much black bile, sad, melancholy. Every illness was explained with this: sneezing, coughing, fever, even heartbreak. Doctors would stare at your urine, smell it, taste it, yes, taste it, then solemnly announce your humors are unbalanced. And the solution? Easy. Make you bleed. Cut open a vein, attach a hungry leech, or poke holes until you faint. Now, imagine you're already sick, fever burning, weak as a dying chicken, and the doctor says, "Let's drain a pint of blood out of you. That'll help." Congratulations, you're now weaker than ever. And yes, many people died from the cure before the disease. Doctors were a luxury, university-trained, quoting Aristotle in Latin, more philosopher than healer. Their remedies were complicated, expensive, and often useless. But the real work? That fell to barber surgeons. Yes, the guy who trimmed your beard also cut out rotten teeth, amputated legs, lanced boils, sewed up stab wounds from bar fights. The red and white barber pole you still see today? That's from blood-soaked bandages drying outside. Imagine walking down the street and seeing bloody rags spinning in the breeze. Cozy. Then there were wise women and herbalists, the village healers. They used plants, charms, and folk remedies passed down through generations. Sometimes they helped, sometimes they didn't, and sometimes if they did help too much, the church might accuse them of witchcraft, because clearly healing people was suspicious. And finally, there were quacks, wandering doctors selling snake oil, miracle powders, or holy relics. Got a headache? Buy this saint's toenail. Feeling faint? Here's a vial of powdered unicorn horn, actually ground up rhino horn. Prices may vary. Now, let's play medieval doctor for a night. You tell me your problem, I'll give you the cure. Toothache? Drill a hole in your tooth and stuff it with herbs. Or tie a frog to your jaw until the pain hops away. Headache? Trepanation. That means drilling a hole in your skull to let out the bad spirits. No anesthetic, just prayers. Cough? Drink a syrup of honey, onion, and dog urine. Smooth. Stomachache? Swallow a live spider wrapped in butter. The spider fights the pain inside you. Acne? Smear your face with goose dung. Congratulations, you're cured, or at least nobody wants to look at you anymore. Epilepsy? drink the blood of a freshly killed gladiator. Or, if that's hard to find, wear a charm made of a human skull fragment. Almost every treatment was based on superstition, religion, or sheer desperation. And if it didn't work, well, that's God's will. Now, let's enter the darkest chapter, the Black Death. Year 1347. Ships arrive in Europe carrying rats. The rats carry fleas. The fleas carry Yersinia pestis, the plague bacteria. Within months, entire towns are silent. You wake up with a fever. Your skin breaks out in black boils, oozing pus and blood. Your lymph nodes swell into painful lumps, buboes. You vomit, you hallucinate, and within days, you're gone. The plague wiped out 1/3 of Europe's population in just a few years. And the cures? Madness. Sitting between fires to burn away the plague. Carrying herbs or flowers in your pockets, a posy to protect your nose. Drinking crushed emeralds or powdered sapphires, if you're rich. Self-flagellation, whipping yourself in the streets to show God you're sorry. And of course, the plague doctors, cloaked figures in black leather wearing bird-like masks stuffed with herbs. They looked like giant crows of death. Did they help? Not at all. But they terrified children and gave us the most nightmarish costume in history. But not everything was hopeless. By accident, some things actually worked. Willow bark, natural aspirin, honey on wounds, antibacterial, garlic, antimicrobial properties, quarantine. Venice pioneered this, locking ships offshore for 40 days. The word quarantine comes from 40 giorni. Monasteries often had cleaner water, better food, and safer herbal remedies than cities. Many monks carefully copied medical texts from the Greeks and Arabs, preserving knowledge that would later lead to real progress. But medieval medicine wasn't just about herbs and prayers. It was about power. Doctors charged fortunes. The rich lived longer, not because medicine worked, but because they could afford more food, cleaner homes, and private care. Women healers were targeted, sometimes praised, sometimes burned as witches, because clearly healing people was suspicious. And finally, superstition ruled everything. If you got better after a cure, the cure worked. If you died, it was God's will. Either way, the doctor was never wrong. So, as you drift off tonight, imagine this. You're lying on a straw mattress in a smoky medieval cottage. You're feverish. The barber is sharpening his rusty knife. The priest is chanting Latin over your bed. Your family waves bundles of herbs to drive out the bad air. And outside, a plague cart rattles by, its bell tolling for the dead. And you? You're just hoping tomorrow, maybe, the leeches will work. Sweet dreams. Be thankful for aspirin, antibiotics, and the fact that no one prescribes mole necklaces anymore.